ProdigyRex here, and today we are going to be doing another discussion video, similar to my last one. Now today we are going to be discussing, instead of evolution of pets, we're going to be talking memberships. Memberships are, in case you don't know what memberships are, if you don't know, you basically don't play Prodigy. But anyways, a membership is basically a kind of like a subscription, but video games or like any other games, pretty much. It basically allows you to do more things within that certain game slash or whatever you're purchasing that thing. It usually allows more rights, more things to do, and other stuff. But today, now there's a whole ton of memberships out there, different types, but today I'll be mostly covering Prodigy memberships, who are pretty simple but are pretty depth-worthy. Now, Prodigy has quite a long history of memberships. The game it's been that old. It's only like 5 years old as far as like the current version, unless you go back to the old version, which is over 10 years old. But right now, the current membership is just first of all, it's the video, but like I'm not sure. Now, like there's certain benefits to becoming a member. Remember, I think perhaps a team.
Prodigy's adventure has just begun. Members can level.
Okay, so yeah, basically the first thing that they show in their video is the fact that okay, so first is the Dark Tower, which is just another thing that you can do, which honestly isn't that exciting, honestly, because the Dark Tower is fun, I must say, but like it's kind of overhyped in my opinion as someone who's done who has beaten the Dark Tower. Now, like I would think that the Dark Tower is usually for higher levels, like in the beginning levels, but like since I got my membership and got access to the Dark Tower after level 100, it wasn't exactly too difficult for me to beat it. I'm not sure how it is now since I haven't played it since the new battle system. But yeah, honestly, my personal experience with memberships, I remember, like, I think 2 or 3 years ago, I got a 6-month membership, and I honestly pretty much enjoyed it. I was happy I got to evolve the pets, and all other cool member stuff. Now, anyways, now, let's get to the benefits. Benefits of members have a lot of stuff. I'm also pretty sure, like, I think if the members can also bypass the new equipment lock system, which I think is probably, a pretty big incentive, since it helps progressing to make sure you're actually as strong as you possibly can at that time. Well, technically, there was also the member exclusive weapons and the legendary equipment that you can only buy if you're a member. Now, remember that, like, I don't really recommend like buying armor and stuff even before the update. Just remember, because there are loads of really powerful items that you can get for free without paying at all. Like for example, like before there was this thing, yeah, but now this thing's gone apparently. But there was the shops that gave you the epic armors, those epics, the epic like gear, which is now really good, but like it's really good at the maximum power at the time, and I really think it really helped out with many people's progression. But however, those may or may not. I don't think those are member locked, but those are pretty good. And now, as someone who doesn't really play the games for the accessory, I just wear this armor because it's the strongest armor I have, and I'm perfectly happy with that. Now, I'm not like sarcasm. You can just wear anything you want in front of any of the hundreds of possible items, but just remember, like you can look. I personally recommend starting to look stylish, like past level 100, but after then you should probably be wearing the strongest pieces of armor just to help you in battle, especially now that the fact that the battle system made it so much harder. All those tiny bits of extra HP you get from armor will really make you or break you, especially in hard battles. Now, the second thing I want to cover is the pets, more notably evolving. Now, like I mentioned in my previous video, evolving pets, you get one free evolution. Well, I'm not sure how long it's been going on, but yeah. Now, like, I personally mostly evolve pets for collection purposes. So yeah, like, before all those weird pets got out, I basically have almost every overworld pet. I have almost every overworld pet in the game, so, except for these two, which I have still yet to catch these guys, and I'm really sad I have not. One day I will get to one day, but not right now, unfortunately. Anyways, now back to the subject of evolution. Evolution, as I mentioned, in previous doesn't do that much other than giving the pet a bit more skill sets and maybe a slight boost. I'm not exactly sure, but it is pretty cool. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna factor in looks in here since they don't matter as much. But I do say that some of them are really cool looking, especially in their heavily evolved forms. However, putting that aside, I think that we're going to have to. Though I think in general, evolving pets is not worth it. Just because the pets do look more intimidating, but it's not really gonna help your stats. Though I do recommend evolving, but I think it's probably the biggest reason why people get memberships. I'm no expert on this, but I've had bought the membership myself. I was really excited to evolve pets. Now, the next thing I want to become is catching pets. Catching pets is honestly a really fun thing to do. Like, I think they really improve the animation since the cross, you make it disappear and all that stuff. Now, like, catching pets is fun. I think you like in the beginning, I think you only are allowed to catch like 9 to 10 pets, and then you can't catch anymore. They just like tell you in your membership and stuff, which really annoyed me. Like back then, like since like I basically like I remember before I got membership, I only had Snowfluff and a Ruckus, I think, or only 2 pets, and they carried me to basically every region of the game, basically. I don't know how I got through them, but these 2 carried me, basically. I don't use them as much, but Snowfluff will forever have a special place in my heart. Now, anyways, is now like, I think that rescuing pets is a good way to encourage people. Well, kind of like Pokemon Go. Though, I think, like, if they made, like, a kind of like similar to Pokemon Go, like some rebranded version of it, just like catching pets in the wild. Also, anyways, we're going to be doing. So yeah, honestly, overall, catching pets is not exactly the best thing to do, but I think that's probably one of the main reasons people get memberships. Pets in general. Now, do I think this is worth it? Absolutely not. I believe that, like, in the few pets you evolve, like, unless you really, really want a specific pet, I don't really recommend getting membership for this reason. Well, so far in general, all the reasons I've covered, it's not really generally worth it. Now, unless there's a sale going on, even during sales, there's certain other ways that to get membership that don't involve money. Anyways, yeah, so usually if say you have your first 9 pets, yeah, you can do a lot with 9 pets. Honestly, you don't only need that many pets. The only reason I'm kind of a collector of sorts, collecting all the pets I can and evolving them, and to fit my specific needs. So I have the diverse data set. However, usually like 9 pets is enough to carry you through the majority of the game. Perhaps it's lower, but even then, still, I would say 9 pets can get you through quite a lot of the game. Honestly, more than people think. So far, not really looking good for Prodigy. Now, the Dark Tower, I've mentioned the Dark Tower previously. The Dark Tower is not really, unless, like, anything I would recommend doing, since there's basically not much rewards other than gold and the legendary mirror armor set, which you can't even wear until you're 96, level 96, which, I mean, maybe some people are completing the towers before then, but still, usually, I mean, I don't know. If you have any ideas, like, do you know anyone who finished that tower before level 100? I don't know, but speaking from experience here, I think usually most people are level enough, but I've seen some people challenge Mira at level 90 and win. Like, good for them, I guess. But still, for the vast majority of players, Dark Tower is very difficult unless they're maxed out. Really shouldn't be really caring about trying to beat the Dark Tower, or else you've been on everything else. Okay, next up we have the housing situation. And yes, I'm talking about this. Now, for some reason, I feel like these houses are too cheap. I mean, when you really think about it, 13,000 gold is just like nothing like these days. Like it seems on average, let's say you make $150, 150 gold coins per level. That means let's say 100. That means you only have to do 130 battles. Sure, that's kind of long, but there's a lot of ways to make gold if you think about it. If you have a farming a certain area and you take about 1-2 minutes per battle, you can finish in only 4 hours. Like, I know 4 hours sounds like a long time, but still, it's not necessarily a lot. Armor and gear are kind of the same way too. This makes it even less worth it because I'm not even sure if they can bypass all this. Same with this. I'm also kind of sad that the only reason you can't even get the large and mediums. If I were me, I think the special houses are for members. I don't allow people to buy the large, medium, and small houses without membership. In my opinion, I think they're just being a bit stingy, not even allowing a medium house. Okay, next up we have I think anything else to cover?
Prodigy.
Remember, there's also the member stars. Now, also another reason I think I try to remember stuff is the leveling up system. Now, let's make this very clear. You don't need extra member stars or whatever you need. Member stars, they're convenient, I must say. You get some extra levels, but it's not really that hard to grind. I don't know. I think if you save if you do 100 battles, you probably save only 15 extra battles of stars, which is only about half an hour worth, which is not that much when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. But I would say it's a neat bonus. But besides, you already do get a small star bonus. If you refer a parent, you get the small star bonus, which honestly throughout a lifetime is still really, really good. So yeah, okay, so there. Next thing to cover is kind of the shops in general. The shops. The shops aren't really that important. Like I said, I mentioned the problem of not being able to equip certain items until you're a required level, which really annoys me. Especially the high rarity items, because those are all the good ones are. And finally, and the most minor thing of all is probably the mini game boosts. For example, the Dino Dig boosts, the Lamplight Town dancing boost. Not really worth it at all. Sure, they help you achieve the highest maximum score, but still, it's not exactly impossible. Anyways, yeah. One more thing I want to mention is the price. I'm not exactly really haven't bought a membership in a couple years, so I'm pretty sure the price has changed. But last time I checked, I think it was $10 a month for membership. It probably changes with deals or anything, but so yeah, you guys can check with me. Personally, $10 a month is alright, but still, honestly, in the long term, the membership isn't really that much useful. Nothing in terms of me, the most valuable thing I think is just armor and looks. Armor and leveling up. Sure, the membership does provide these two things, but they're not exactly in a finite amount. Sure, member stars are convenient. That is nice, but it's not necessarily the best thing in the world. Also, I'm kind of sad I never got a chance to buy an epic, but if you ever do like get an epic or something, like it's cool you get to challenge them, but like still not worth it generally in my opinion. But yeah. So yeah guys, I hope you've learned something today. Take my advice with a grain of salt, so yeah, do whatever you want, just be careful with your money around here. Prodigy's always trying to steal you guys' money, and I don't mean that literally. Take it this seriously. It actually takes some financial and mental decision making before you make any choices. Hopefully you make some good decisions, and hope you have a good day, everyone. ProdigyRex out.